I've had a good bit of people ask me on my Ark Slang series about multiple different slang words that the OGs of Ark curated over the years of playing Ark. So I'm gonna go over a ton of the Ark slang and terminology so the new players have an idea of what the fuck everybody is talking about. And so the Ark OGs don't have to explain themselves every time they speak words. And then I'm gonna cut clips out of this video for the Ark Slang short series. I know some of y'all have been waiting for me to post some Ark content, and I've been in the mood to play Ark lately, so it's a win-win. First, we're going to talk about some of the slang we use for the dinos and creatures in Ark. I'm not going to go over the ones that just cut the end off of the real name, like the Ankylosaurus being called an Anky. Those are usually pretty easy to figure out even if you're just starting out, so we'll skip those. I'm going to go over the ones that are either called something completely different or ones that might be a little hard to translate as a new player. So the first one we got is the Astrocetus. This one is usually referred to as the space whale. Then we have the Astrodelphis, which is the smaller space flyer, and it's referred to as the space dolphin. Then we have the Pteranodon. Most people call the Pteranodon either PT or Terra. You'll rarely hear anybody call it by its full name. For the next one, we have the Casteroids. I probably just butchered that, but that's why we don't call it that. We call it a beaver. Nobody wants to have to try to pronounce that shit every time they talk about beavers. Then we have the Cindaria, or you can just call it a jellyfish, because that's what everybody else does. We have the Electrophorus, which most people refer to it as the eel. We have the Ichthyosaurus. People call this one a dolphin. I'm telling you, if I had to pronounce these names every time I was talking about a dino, I probably wouldn't play Ark. Then you have the Achatina. We call these snails. The Oranio is a spider. Bezelbofa is a frog. The Carboenemes is a turtle. I know I'm butchering these names. Don't clown me. That's the reason why we're doing this video, is so you don't have to call them by these names and look like a fool. Next, we have the Karuku, which, as you can tell, it's a fucking penguin. We got the Carcanos, which we refer to as the crab. I want to talk about these two real quick because a lot of beginners seem to get these mixed up. I have a Parasaur, which is this dino right here, and then the other one is called the Parasaurtherium, or most people will call it the Parasaur. It's not the same dino. Parasaur is the big bullet soaker. Parasaur is your beginner berry gatherer. The Parasaur can gather berries too, but you're not going to be soaking bullets on a Parasaur. Then we have the Phiomia. I don't know about everybody else on this one, but I usually just refer to this as the shit machine or something along those lines. We have the Procoptodon, which most people call a kangaroo. And that's all the dinos and creatures I can think of right now. If you know of any that I missed, mention it in the comments below. That way everybody else can see it. Now we're going to go over some other slang that's used pretty often. We have Ellie. Ellie is short for element. That one's pretty simple. It's literally the first three letters of the word. Then we have GP. If somebody says we need GP, they're talking about gunpowder, which brings me to the next one, which is the fab. The fab is short for the fabricator. Now, sometimes fab can get mixed up with fabby, which usually when people say fabby, they're talking about a fabricated sniper rifle. And if somebody says fab, they're usually talking about a fabricator. It's at least been that way with the people that I've played with. Might be different for each tribe, but it could be talking about either or. Then we have the rep, which is the replicator. ORP is offline raid protection. Some servers have offline raid protection that either make your turrets do more damage or give your structures more health. I'm not too sure. I don't usually play on servers that have that. Then you have the term rat hole, which is pretty much where everybody lives after they came out with cryopods. Before cryopods, everybody built out in the open. And when Wildcard added cryopods to the game, everybody started building in rat holes. Rat hole is just a term for a base that has a very small entrance, like a rat hole. Pretty straightforward. Then you got what people call a shandy or a chandelier. When somebody says shandy or chandelier, they're usually talking about a cliff plat with turrets ran all the way around it. They refer to it as a shandy. This one most people should know. Even the beginners should probably know this one. Getting wiped. We're not talking about somebody wiping your ass. We're talking about somebody coming to your base, killing all your dinos. dinos, taking all your shit, and putting you back at square one. That's what we refer to as wipe. Some of these aren't only used for Ark, by the way. Some of these are used for other games too. Next, we have the term kit, which is just a loadout of armor and your weapon and whatever else. Another term you'll hear pretty often is picking, or I picked them. What they mean when they say picked is they grabbed you with a flying dino off of whatever dino you were riding. That's what somebody means when they say pick. Next, we have LOS. This term's used in a lot of other games too. LOS means line of sight. It's blocking somebody's line of sight, making it to where they can't see you. Next, we have Alpha and Mega Tribe. Alpha Tribe is pretty common sense. They're the alpha of the server. They run shit. The biggest tribe. The shot callers. Then Mega Tribe is tribes that just have a ton of people in them. Another term you'll hear a lot is ob. If somebody says, I'm going to the ob, they're talking about the obelisk, the red, green, and blue obelisk on the map. Note run is another one you'll hear pretty often. Usually when you're just starting out on a new map and you have to restart on a fresh character, you do something called a note run. You go to the island map and there's a specific route that you can run to get a ton of notes that give you XP boost to level you up very quickly. That's what they refer to as a note run. Behe is another one. When somebody says Behe, they're talking about a behemoth gate or a behemoth gateway. This next one is used whenever you're going to raid somebody's base and you need to drain their turrets. You call that soaking. Or the dinos that are doing it are called soakers, like the stego, the trike, turtles, stuff like that. They call those soakers. Another term is slot cap or black box. When somebody says one of these, they mean that they're holding the maximum amount of items. Not encumbered, not weight. They're holding the maximum amount of slots, which I think it's like 300 or something like that. Not 100% sure on that, but that's what they're talking about when they say slot cap or black box. Insiding is another term used, and hopefully you never have to use it, because insiding is when somebody in your tribe either kills all the dinos that y'all have or demolishes y'all's entire base, pretty much wipes you from the inside. That's what they call an insider. Mana dash is another term you'll hear pretty often. Mana dash is when you're on a mana garmer and you just do the dash attack forward. Another one we got is meat run. If you hear somebody say they're going on a meat run, I mean, it means exactly what they say. They're going to get raw meat for either raising tames or whatever. But there's another way that this word is, or these two words are used. Sometimes people will say they meat ran somebody's base. It means they pretty much munched up every dino that they had with a giga or whatever dino that they're using. These next ones are locations around the map that the Ark OGs gave names to. This isn't all of them. This is just the ones I could think of. But they got Pearl Cave, Swamp Cave, Double Bear, Crouch Bear or Bear Cave, Triple Plat, Triple Waterfall, Church Cave, and Carno Cave. Pearl Cave is on the center map in the north. Swamp Cave is on the island. It's where a lot of people will do CP runs with a frog. Double Bear and Crouch Bear are on center in the jungle. Triple Plat is on Extinction in the Sanctuary. Church Cave is on Scorched Earth. Carno Cave is on Carno Island on the island map. Triple Waterfall is on Ragnarok on the north side of the map. Then you got Oil Cave, which is on the west side of Valguero. If you ever thought about getting your own Ark server to play on with friends, or if you've thought about starting your own PvP server, I left a link in the video description and in the pinned comment. Use that link to rent your own Ark server. It's at no extra cost to you, and it helps keep this channel going. I am an affiliate with Nitrado, but yeah, if you're thinking about getting an Ark server, use that link. Another one that a lot of people were asking me about was FFA. People naming their dinos FFA. If somebody names their dino FFA, that means free for all, which means anyone can use it. Those are the tames that are disposable. That's what they're talking about when they name it FFA. I really hope this video helped clear some of the Ark slang up. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to smash the like button. With that being said, I hope to see y'all in the next video. Peace.